All right, hello. It's 7:10 p.m. on the 4th of January, 2019. There's certain things I want to say that I think need to be said. And I'm not saying I know everything or I'm the most educated, but I just wanted to say something. But America and its democracy has been characterized, has been coined as the great experiment. Now, all experiments have some kind of result. Sometimes they result the way you thought they would, and sometimes they result not, but they result in something, and you learn from everything. Right now, our democracy is not doing very well. So you could say our experiments not doing very well. And some contaminants have entered into the experiment that are ruining the observations, ruining the results of this continuing experiment. You know, some people claim it's excessive partisanship. Some people blame the Russians. Some people blame the president. But no one's saying that it's our education system and how we raise our children. If our education system and our parenting were as good as it should be, when students graduate high school and they're eligible to vote, they would be able to discern good and bad, fake news, real news, the underlying the efforts by Russians and the Koreans and anybody else to undermine the truth and to sway elections. Don't you think that's true? If they were educated, our history and the powers of government and what it takes to influence things, do you think the Russians would really have a chance at swaying anything? Educated students would not believe the fake news. And fake news is real. I have watched the decline of the quality of the news. If you think back years ago, the news was simply the facts. This happened. Kennedy was shot. Astronauts landed on the moon. We bombed Libya. We bombed, the Desert Storm began. That's news. But when you start throwing adverbs in there and adjectives in there, now you're characterizing the news. It's not reporting on just the facts. Now back to the Russians. Putting aside the uneducatedness of so many Americans who are eligible to vote, I lost my train of thought here. But look at the news. For a while there, only one network was truly biased. And they slanted everything. But then another one. And then another one. And even my trusted CNN has become a bit tabloidish. There's not much difference between CNN and TMZ. sometimes. So I think maybe we're at the point where journalists need to be accredited somehow and judged by their peers as they go about their careers on the news. You know, Rush Limbaugh and the lady on MSNBC, Rachel, they're extremists. What they say, there's a grain of truth there, but there's so much excess judgment in there and bias, and it's just too bad. So anyway, I honestly believe part of it goes back to we've got to look at how we educate our children so that they are prepared to see through the fog and the distractions and the exaggerations that are so present in news these days for some reason. I understand the importance of earning ratings, but when so many news networks sacrifice integrity, honesty, and impartiality to achieve ratings, then I don't know what to do. I really don't. Now, on this shutdown nonsense, regardless of what the president did or did not do, the shutdown should not have happened. The Congress empowers the Congress to be more powerful than the president. The Congress is mentioned in Article 1 of the Constitution. The Congress can overrule the president by a majority vote on like everything, as far as I know. So yes, the Republicans and Democrats would have had to come to some kind of agreement in order to overturn a veto by the president. But nonetheless, they could have done so. This whole shutdown is unnecessary. It is Congress's fault. Now, having said that, I do believe both President Trump and the Democrats are both right and both wrong about the wall. In military terms, no obstacle is foolproof. If you just put up barbed wire or a minefield or a blockade or anything and then don't watch it, yeah, it slows down the enemy. It slows down the people that you're blocking, but it will never, ever, ever stop them. Every obstacle can be breached. That is why every obstacle has to be watched, so that when the enemy comes up to it and they struggle to breach it, well, now you have them in their sights. You can take time to engage them, and there you have it. Now, in terms of the wall, a wall by itself is meaningless. It can be a hole exploded through it, welded through, ladders climbed over. So yes, the Democrats are right. The wall by itself is meaningless. But at the same time, the president's right. Without a wall, they can run over so quickly that they're hard to catch. You've got to put them together. A wall with some kind of observation, so that as the people try to get through, over, whatever, you can stop them. Now, I join those that say there is no such thing as an illegal person. I think the people that make so much hoopla about that are biasing the people against the situation. Yes, of course there's no illegal person, people. It's people that enter the country illegally. That's what it is. So everyone's legal, but some people enter the country legally, some people enter the country illegally. So, and those of us in the national security environment, we know all, not all, we know the threat. And yes, I applaud the president's interests in sacrificing his reputation to stop the inflow of people illegally, because some of them, not all of them, not the majority of them, but some of them will do us harm, as has been shown. In summary, I don't know how I'm going to wrap this up. Again, I believe we need to do a better job of educating our people. I believe the news outlets need to get back to reporting the news. It used to be you listened to the news station that had the habit of getting to the scene first or knowing more about an issue. Now they've stooped to attracting people by how much they can sensationalize it. And that is wrong. That's doing no one any help. It's hurting the country, hurting this great experiment. On the wall, Congress, and the wall on the shutdown, Congress can get together and come to some kind of a compromise agreement, regardless of what the president wants. And as the more powerful branch, Congress can pass the appropriations and can get this government back going. I have strong feelings about a shutdown. I believe Congress should be locked into that building whenever there is a shutdown. And just like cardinals that cannot decide on the Pope, they cannot leave until they come up with an answer. What is the answer? What is the solution? You're not leaving. You're sleeping there, you're eating there, you're showering there, but you are not leaving that building as long as the government is shut down. That's what I can say right now.